in Chicago, where after a bloody Labor Day weekend, the nation's third largest city is now bracing for a federal takeover. A surge in federal immigration enforcement is expected to hit the Windy City as soon as this week. And President Trump says it's only a matter of time before he sends in the National Guard.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation.
Trump's vow to send in the National Guard to Chicago comes after citywide shootings killed 8 people and injured 50 others over the holiday weekend. The president highlighted that violence today, saying Chicago has become a, quote, hellhole and, quote, the murder capital of the world. The Windy City does have the highest number of murders, but there are actually 20 American cities with higher murder rates. Trump said Democratic Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker should do the right thing and call him to save the city.
I would love to have Governor Pritzker call me. I'd gain respect for him and say, we do have a problem, and we'd love you to send in the troops because, you know what? The people, they have to be protected.
Well, here's how Governor Pritzker responded to that.
I'm aware that the President of the United States likes to go on television and beg me to call and ask him for troops. I find this extraordinarily strange, as Chicago does not want troops on our streets. I also have experience asking the President for assistance, just to have the rug pulled out from underneath me when execution meets reality. I refuse to play a reality game show with Donald Trump again.
The debate over more deployments comes after a federal judge in California ruled today that Trump broke the law when he sent thousands of National Guard troops to Los Angeles in June. A judge ruled he violated the Posse Comitatus Act, a long-standing federal law that prohibits the military from acting as law enforcement. But the resistance is not unanimous. Over in Washington, D.C. today, Mayor Bowser issued an order to continue a public safety partnership with the federal government after Trump's 30-day emergency expires. And if Trump has a message for Pritzker and other Democratic leaders, it's to be more like Mayor Bowser.
So Mayor Bowser's been great. And we don't have a crime problem in Washington anymore. And the mayor has been very helpful. And the police commission has been very helpful. And it's been a great team.
Let's go now to NewsNation's Alex Caprariello, live for us on the streets of Chicago. Alex, first of all, it's a very different situation in Washington, D.C. than it is in the state of Illinois. Governor Pritzker says there's no emergency in Chicago that requires Trump's intervention. But that number of shootings this Labor Day weekend, that was quite high.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Elizabeth. It was a brutally violent Labor Day weekend, even surpassing the numbers that we saw last year. But when we heard from both Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker as well as Mayor Brandon Johnson earlier today, they both say that crime is under control here in the city. For that reason, they don't feel as if President Trump needs to follow through on this threat of actually sending federal agents to the Windy City. But our NewsNation sources have already confirmed that there are agents from the Department of Homeland Security, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, as well as Customs and Border Protection that are actually leaving Los Angeles and heading to Chicago as we speak. In fact, this is a big differentiation that we need to make, because there's a difference between ICE agents and the National Guardsmen, because we know, at least constitutionally, it's up to the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker to actually call in the Illinois National Guard. However, we heard earlier today that Pritzker believes that Texas National Guardsmen are actually on their way here to Chicago. At the very same time, Governor Pritzker right now has a message for all of Chicagoans and Illinoisans, for that matter, saying that it's important that everyone that disagrees with this actually peacefully protest. Peaceful is the main word there, because he doesn't want to see any sort of opportunity for President Trump to follow through and use this moment to actually send in the National Guard. Take a listen to Governor Pritzker.
The Trump plan is to use any excuse to deploy armed military personnel to Chicago. If someone flings a sandwich at an ICE agent, Trump will try and go on TV and declare an emergency in Chicago. I'm imploring everyone, if and when that happens, do not take the bait.
So back to what we saw this Labor Day weekend. 8 people are now dead here in Chicago as a result of shootings. More than 30 shooting investigations are now underway. Nearly 60 people were shot. And President Trump really capitalizing on this opportunity by calling it the murder capital of the world. But NewsNation research teams have actually looked at the most recent statistics from the FBI. And as you rightfully pointed out, Elizabeth, Chicago doesn't even crack the top 10 when it comes to murders per capita. And when you look at the state of Illinois as a whole, it's not even ranked within the top 28. It's ranked number 29, and that comes behind several states, including red-leaning states, Alaska, Louisiana, New Mexico, Arkansas, as well as Tennessee.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.